Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Bootleg Brethren. I'm your captain, and today I apologize if I sound very lackluster than some of my normal videos. I am indeed sick. If I sound very lackluster or not really interested in what I'm doing, it's only because I'm tired. But being sick has never stopped me in the past, so I'm going to make these videos to the best of my due diligence. But anyway, today I will be reviewing the Mega Construx Transformers Shockwave. Now, for those that have remembered some of my older videos, I've talked about the Mega Construx Transformers Grimlock. Now, for those who remember this guy's pretty much the exact same thing, although both of them pretty much don't have any kibble to worry about. But I might as well say that the painting and sculpting of these figures are quite nice. I mean, even though they're all pretty much just standard Lego bricks under a different brand name, the overall style of it is not bad. And of course, and the general style, of course, is very, not kibble heavy to some extent. I mean, yes, it's got a backpack, but hey, that backpack gives it more character. But I gotta say, it's honestly not a bad toy. Now, of course, with this figure, the painting and sculpting, there's only really two parts of this figure that are painted. It is this chest piece, and under the helmet, this lovely Cyclops eyepiece, which this really nice helmet sits quite nicely on, but everything else is literally stickers. And I failed to mention that Grimlock's sword is literally just the same stickers as Shockwave. But overall, Shockwave's figure is quite nice to look at, and the color of purple they gave him is a lovely subtle. Although I don't like these tad bits of pink, even though they are indeed part of his figure. And of course, we can't talk about much except for his accessory, which kind of bothers me, because his arm that holds it is actually a whole lot smaller, well, half the size of the other arm, and when you attach the blaster to it, it just makes it so that there's a double hinge at the elbow, which doesn't look really cool. Because everyone knows that Shockwave doesn't have arm that holds a blaster gun, but he has a blaster gun attached to his arm, or a blaster gun that functions as his arm. It's slightly annoying. However, the posability of this figure is not that bad. I'll have to move myself to do so, but the posability for the head, you do get a rotation, but you got to remove the helmet for it, much like the Grimlock figure, because all the joints on this figure are nice and tight. It's a solid figure, and I don't have to worry about it falling apart, unlike the other one. But you also get a ball joint at the shoulder, which allows to go up that far and down that far. It also has this butterfly style joint, and can also rotate a full 360 degrees. Bend at the elbow, which is actually a ball joint. You can have a rotation at the elbow, which allows to move around like so. And same thing for the other arm, including that double bend, which is kind of annoying and really hard to deal with in posability. On the back, you do get these hinge joints at these flaps and this hinge joint at the butt flap, but that's mainly due for the transformation. Then you have this rotation here at the pelvis, and I actually have to admit, this pelvis is actually of the Transformers Mega Construx Megatron, because I had to replace the pelvis in order for it to transform properly. But anyway, he can have a nice ball joint here. Every ball joint can be. And he does have a rotation at the waist, but that's mainly for the transformation. And of course, he can kick that far and go back that far, only due to the back kibble. He's got a really nice gymnastic level spread. And he does have a ball joint at the knee, which allows to do this weird bow shape in his legs, which kind of helps hold the kibble for most of these figures. And then, of course, you got a bend at the knee, which allows for that much more posability. And you do have a foot bend. You have a pivot here at the foot, which is actually not that bad. It allows him to, like, kneel on his enemies. But overall, the posability does not do that much, but it works quite nicely. And, of course, the size of this figure is actually kind of interesting. Here we have my blue box knife that I use for pretty much all of my projects. A tiny burning Pop Godzilla figure, the Masterpiece Nemesis Prime, which you've already know the size of if you own a Masterpiece Optimus, and the Mega Construx Grimlock. Come on, buddy, stand up for the... Now, of course, we know how this guy is, so we're going to go ahead and do his transformation. Now, just like before, I'm going to tell you the exact steps on how this thing works in case you own one and you'd rather not accidentally break it. So here we go. First of all, you remove the gun and you're left with this. Then you rotate his arms so they look like that. Then you rotate these all the way up. So his arms looks like he's doing a shrug, but in a reverse roll. Then you can go to the back and hinge these out. This will make some of the other stuff easier to do. And then you go to here, and these are actually rubber wheels. I failed to mention that earlier. And you rotate the waist 180 degrees. And then you rotate the thighs so that they clip in with these little hinge parts. Just like that. And try to make sure they're all lined up so that they don't accidentally bend out of place or snap on you, because honestly that would suck if that was the case. So they all plug in like so, so he should look like this. Then when that's done, you go ahead and fold this down, not on top of those wheels, but you do fold them down to the point where they sit like that. Rotate this all the way around and fold these down. And now the instructions would tell you to fold these all the way so they clip in, but I fold it like that, so it just has that kind of aerodynamic shape for a tank. And then you attach the gun. And here we have Shockwave in his vehicle mode. Now, Shockwave in his vehicle mode, it's literally just a tank, so what's the bother? I mean, the only posability it has is these rotating rubber wheels and this swivel at the turret, which also comes with a kind of up and down movement. But overall, it's really not that different. The painting and sculpting of the tank, I've never liked Shockwave as a tank, but I'd have to admit, it actually does look pretty good. The size of it, however, is kind of pitiful. You've got my box knife, my Godzilla burning figure, my Masterpiece Nemesis Prime, and the Mega Construx Grimlock, which I don't have time to transform at this moment. Looking at Shockwave all on his own, I have to say he's actually really cool to look at, even though pretty much everything on him that is not his eye or his torso is a sticker, and the kibble is slightly manageable, but if you look at your tank head on, it actually looks quite nice. So I hope you enjoyed this video of the Bootleg Brethren. Once again, I wish to thank everyone for 57 subscribers. And I hope to God that all of you enjoy the future videos that come around. I think the next video that I will be making will be for the world's smallest Megatron. So we'll just see about that. For now, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that little bell notification if you want to watch more of my videos. Or don't. It's fine. And I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!